So I have a commercial litigation practice in Calgary at Bennett Jones that covers professional negligence claims, fraud recovery, energy litigation, but my particular focus is on employment law, specifically employment litigation. I started doing that when I first joined the firm in 2005, and I've continued ever since. It's become my focus, I would say, primarily because of the clients and the relationships that I've had the pleasure of building with those clients over the years. I do find the practice of law meaningful, and it may sound like a soundbite, but I mean it, in that I find it meaningful every day. I often tell students when I'm doing recruitments that your education doesn't end when you leave law school. It continues every day. You learn and you become better as a lawyer on every file. I also find a lot of meaning in the practice of law because of our ability to have access to justice. Obviously not just for our clients, but to have that tool that we can provide and give back to the community. What I realize now is that access to justice is not just about money to fund a claim, and it's not just about obtaining a trial date on a timely basis. It's about not being intimidated by the rules, the procedures, the forms, and the formality of a courtroom. Effective communication between me and the firm's clients requires a timely response, a direct response, and a respectful response. When a client calls, they usually have an immediate or real-time concern. And they've obviously given it some thought, so they don't want to be told what to do. They want to have a discussion with somebody who is an expert in that area that can help them make the right decision for their business. The pro bono activities that I've chosen to be involved with in the last few years are focused on women and children. In particular, the Louise Dean School provides secondary education to mothers or expectant mothers who are in their teens. And the Brenda Stratford Society focuses on shelter and secondary housing and other related needs for, I was going to say, women and children fleeing domestic violence, although the concept of domestic violence being limited to women and children has now obviously changed with sexual orientation and gender identification. I specifically chose those two charities to be involved in because obviously philanthropy is personal and it should be something that you care about and that drives you. I chose to do something though because you have to, because I realized that the profession of law can be quite encompassing and it can just sort of grow and take up all of your time. And it's not enough. It's not enough to be a good lawyer or a good partner or a good mother. You have to be a good citizen. And I found for me the only way to do that and to achieve that wholeness was to actually put myself in that situation, to be part of those organizations where I'm sitting on a board or I'm in a committee meeting and a real practical issue comes up, and it's my job to work with a team to solve it, whether that's funding, personally, or raising funds through some of my connections, or giving of my time, or building connections with other people who may be able to help solve that problem. But you can't turn away. Although the one thing I have realized from my community involvements is if you don't have time, give money.